variable. You see, today I have already sent what is surplus variable. You see, find out this one. So suppose if a constraint objective function is okay, maximization or minimization, no problem. But if constraint sign contains greater than or equal to symbol, greater than or equal to symbol, then first our aim is what? Our aim to make it into equality. Okay, so for if greater than or equal to symbol is present, then left hand side is greater than the right hand side, equality. Then what we do, we subtract something positive to the left hand side of the problem, then this makes it equal to, means equality. So such a variable is called surplus variable. Okay, so you see here surplus variable is what you see. Suppose you definition is, if a constraint has a sign greater than or equal to, then in order to make it an equality, we have to subtract something positive from its left hand side. The positive variables which are subtracted from the left hand side I am audible.
Yes, sir. Yes.
So here you see one example is given, right? So max z equal to twice x1 plus 4x2 plus 4x3, such that, have you find out this one example, surplus variable, then example I have given. Okay, so then constraint you see x1 plus x2 plus twice x3 less than or equal to what? b1. And next constraint is twice x1 plus 4x2 plus 6x3 greater than or equal to b2. And the next constraint is x1 minus twice x2 plus 4x3 greater than or equal to b3. All of you have find out this one, this example, Anuj? Paisane?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here you see in this there are how many constraints here? Keta constraint আছে? Constraint
Three.
three constraint. Okay, so in the first constraint we use slack or surplus variable. In the first constraint you see we use slack or surplus variable. You see, today I have sent one PDF file, all of you, those who joined lately. Surplus variable definition, first you see definition, then next example. Okay, so surplus variable means what? When we use surplus variable, if constraint contains greater than or equal to symbol, then we use surplus variable. Okay, it means we subtract something positive to the left hand side. So yes, Ripon, first constraint কি variable use করি? Surplus করিম নে?
So to placing greater than equal থাকলে
Slack variable, yes. Yes, slack variable, because less than or equal to symbol. Next constraint
surplus.
is surplus. Then third constraint,
Surplus.
Plus.
surplus. And Yes. So another condition, there is any restriction for the B1, B2, B3? B1, B2, B3, there is any restriction?
Yes, sir. It
Yes.
should always be positive.
B1, B2, B3 means all Bi should be what? All Bi should be positive. If negative, then multiplying both sides by -1. So clear, Ishita? Jonali?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see, now we know what is slack variable, what is surplus variable. Okay. Next one is what? Some development of next you find out this one, development of simplex method. Okay, so you see, I have given max z equal to x1 plus 3x2 plus 3x3 subject to x1 plus twice x2 plus 3x3 equal to 4 and twice x1 plus 3x2 plus 5x3 equal to 7. Roshni, have you got this one? This equation? Maximize z equal to x1 plus twice x2 plus 3x3 subject to the constraint x1 plus twice x2 plus 3x3 equal to 4 and twice x1 plus 3x2 plus 5x3 equal to 7. সবাই পাইছা নে? This one?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see, can we solve this in general method? Can we solve this? Here, how many variable? 3 variable. How many equation?
2.
2 equation. So can we solve this
No,
in
sir.
general way? No. So for this reason, what we do, we consider any one variable is equal to 0. As our wish, we consider any one variable is equal to 0. Say we consider x3 equal to 0. If x3 equal to 0 and if you substitute in these two equation, then you see two variable and two equation means x3 variable did not appear. Okay, here. So we then we find two equation, two variable. So here two equation and two variable means what? X1 equal to x1 and x2 variable. So after solving this, we get x1 and x2 value. Okay, then that variable is called x1 and x2 variable is called basic variable. Clear, Arbas? Clear. And here which variable did not appear?
X3.
X3. Then x3 variable is called what? Is called
Non-basic.
non-basic variable. Okay, so next line you see solution of non-negative basic variable, it is called basic feasible solution, otherwise it is called infeasible solution. Means what? After solving this, we get value of x1 and x2. If this solution gives us non-negative basic variable, then this is called the basic feasible solution. Non-negative means suppose x1 and x2 value should be positive. Then this is called the basic feasible solution. Otherwise, this is infeasible. Okay, and next one, non-degenerate basic feasible solution. This is also the important one. Sometimes ask question, find out the non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, so first you see the definition. A basic feasible solution is said to be non-degenerate if it has exactly m positive xj. What does it mean? A basic feasible solution is said to be non-degenerate if it has exactly m positive within bracket non-zero xj. Roshni?
So it means n variables of x.
Yeah, yes. M variables means what? Suppose two equations are given, okay? M means this is generalized. Suppose two variables are given, okay? So then we solve this, then we get the solution of two variables, means x1 and x2 two variables, then we get the value of x1 and x2. Then solution of x1, x2 like what? Solution should be what? For non-degenerate basic feasible solution, solution should be like what? X1 and X2, what is the restriction?
So greater than
Are
0.
yes, good. Then X1 and X2 value should be greater than 0. If x1 and x2 value is suppose equal to 0, then we cannot say that this is non-degenerate basic feasible solution. This is clear? Next line you see, the solution on the other hand is degenerate if one or more of the m basic variables vanish. Vanish means what? This is at least one value is 0, then this is called degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay, so this definition is clear or not? Non-degenerate and degenerate.
Yes, sir, clear.
Ishita,
Yes, sir.
then Shudip,
Yes, sir.
Shudip present.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
yes. So you see here you compare these three definition. One is what is called basic feasible solution. Basic feasible solution means what? Use solution of non-negative basic variable. Means negative value will not occur in the basic feasible solution. Okay, then non-degenerate means what? First, this should be basic feasible. Basic feasible solution means what? Non-negative. But if we say non-negative, then 0 is also non-negative. For this reason here written non-zero. Zero, if 0 is occurred, then this is not non-degenerate. If 0 is occurred in the solution, then this is called degenerate basic feasible solution. So Arvas clear?
Yes, sir.
Omlan?
Yes, sir.
Omlan? Okay. So you compare these three definition. One is basic feasible solution. Next one is non-degenerate basic feasible solution. Next one is degenerate basic feasible solution. Okay. In
Sir, sir,
degenerate basic
sir,
feasible, yes,
if
Arvas?
the solution has zero, then it will be uh, degenerate basic solution, right? If this
Yes, this is if after solving this, if basic variables gives us one variable value is 0, then this is gives us degenerate basic feasible solution.
and sir, what if
Clear?
the solution is negative? I mean,
If
if it is positive, then it's non-degenerative. So like, what happens if it's negative?
yes, yes. Here question is what? If solution gives us the negative, then this is not a basic feasible solution. If solution gives any variable gives us a negative value, then this does not gives us a basic feasible solution. This is infeasible. If this is not a basic feasible solution, then there is no question arising of non-degenerate as well as the degenerate. So
Okay,
clear?
sir. Yes, sir. It's clear.
Everyone clear this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see, for degenerate and non-degenerate, first condition is this should be basic feasible. This should be basic feasible solution. So basic feasible solution means what? Non-negative. Non-negative value. Non-negative value means what? This may be greater than or equal to 0. Next, you identify if equal to 0 is any value, then this is degenerate, and if all greater than strictly greater than 0 value, then this is non-degenerate. Clear, Arbaj?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you see, through example you can easily identify whether this solution is the linear programming problem gives us the basic means non-degenerate feasible solution or degenerate feasible solution, etc. So you see the question, maximize z equal to 12x1 plus 8x2 plus 14x3 plus 10x4 subject to the constraint 5x1 plus 4x3 plus x4 equal to 100, and then twice x1 plus 3x2 plus 8x3 plus x4 equal to 75. Okay. So how you will get a basic variable? From this, how you will get a basic variable? First, our aim to find out the basic variable. Here, how many equation?
Sir, since there are like two equation and four variables, will like make two of the
For,
variables as zero, right?
yes, here you see 4 variable and 2 equation. So 4 variable and 2 equation means what? 4 minus 2 equal to 2 means 2 variable is equal to 0 you consider. So as your wish, you consider any 2 variable is equal to 0. Say we consider x3 equal to 0 and x4 equal to 0. Okay, then we get x1 and x2 are called
Basic
basic
variable.
variable. Yes, basic variable, and x3 and x4 is called non-basic variable, right? Then you see, when x3 and x4 equal to 0, our equation will be 5x1 plus 4x2 equal to 100, twice x1 plus 3x2 equal to 75. Okay, then you see I have written here directly x1 0 and x2 25, means you solve these two. Any one method you use, solve this two, elimination method or etc. This is general class 6 7 standard. You solve this one and find out the value of x1 and x2. When you will find out the x1 x2, after solving these two equation, we get x1 0 and x2 equal to 25. Ripon, clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
আসিফ, বুঝে পাইছেন এইটো? So x1 0 and x2 25. So this gives us what? This first question is, this is feasible solution. This gives us a feasible solution. This solution gives us a feasible solution. Means basic feasible solution. Feasible means basic feasible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Why this gives us a basic feasible solution?
So big.
Sir,
Because
because the
x1
value
and
x two is greater than 0.
greater than 0.
So because the solutions are
Yes.
non-zero.
Means non-negative value means greater than or equal to 0. Okay. And this gives us a non-degenerate or degenerate basic feasible solution.
Sir, degenerate.
This gives us a degenerate basic feasible solution. Dipanshu, why this is degenerate basic feasible solution?
Because x1 is equal to 0.
Yes, because here x1 equal to 0. So you see, in this way we can identify. Okay, so suppose in your exam sometime ask question whether the following linear programming problem gives us the non-degenerate or degenerate basic feasible solution, and whether this gives us a basic feasible solution or not. So immediately and you find out what basic variable, and when you find out basic variable, then what we do? Basic variable, then you find out the value of the basic variable and see the problem means value, and you can identify whether this is basic feasible solution or non-degenerate degenerate. Okay, so everyone clear?
Sir, after taking
Yes.
x3 and x4 as 0, then after that we will see if x1 is 0 or x2 is 0. Then we will say that if it is degenerate or non-degenerate. We will not see x3 and x4.
No, we will not see the x3 and x4. Why? Because x3 and x4 is then called non-basic variable. Okay, non-basic
Then-
variable.
Then among the basic variables, we will see if then it is degenerate.
Yes, basic variable we see whether this is degenerate or non-degenerate. We will not see the non-basic variable, only see the basic variable.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And sir, in
Because
the,
you yes.
so in the solution, if like I mean x1 is 0 and x2 is 25, so if like one of the variables has 0, then it becomes a non-degenerate, right? I mean like both has to be non-zero for it to become a degenerate.
At least one basic variable is 0. Then this is means what? Degenerate. You see from the, because this is basic variable. Okay, basic feasible solution came from the basic variable. So how to find out the basic variable? If suppose m equation, and suppose if you consider m variable n equation, then m minus n equal to gives us the basic variable. মানে তোমার কি হয় ইয়াতে, suppose here 4 variables are given, 2 equations, so 4 minus 2 equal to 2. So we consider 2 variable is equal to 0. When we consider this 2 variable is equal to 0, then this 2 variable is called the non-basic variable. And in non-basic variable, we will not next we consider what are the basic variable. If x3 and x4 are non-basic, then x1 and x2 is our basic variable. Then from the basic variable we consider all these degenerate, non-degenerate, basic feasible solution all came from the basic variable, not from the non-basic. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Ishita?
Sir,
Yes, Vicky?
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So just wonder, like, can we take like the non-basic variable, like any of the variable we can take as non-basic?
You can take any two variable is equal to 0. Okay, then if you consider here any two variable is equal to 0, then you see the other variable gives us what? Those variable as our wish consider 0, then this is non-basic.
Sure.
Clear,
Yes, yes, sir.
Vicky?
So,
Okay. So here you see,
sir,
yes.
suppose we have taken x3 and x4 as non-basic variable. If we had taken x1 and x2 as non-basic variable, and the value of x3 and x4 both would have been greater than 0, then it will be non-degenerate.
Then this, yes, greater than 0, then this is not, means what you see, this is depends upon our consideration. Which one is consider the non-basic, which one is the basic. So for this reason, when you consider x1 and x3 and x4 0, then you write x1 and x4 is our non-basic variable and x1 and x2 our basic variable. So first you identify which one you consider. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Certain like both the scenario, I mean the answer will be correct, right? Even if it like in like one case is degenerate and in other cases non-degenerate.
This is for our assumption,
Okay, sir.
because this is our consideration. Generally, we cannot solve because you see up to 8, 9 standard we cannot solve if four variable. Clear this one?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And next you see one note I have given. So in this note you find out, means suppose one problem is given, maximize z is given, constants are also given, then here you see S1, S2 are called the initial basic feasible solution, and S1 and S2 gives us the initial feasible solution, then this called is basic variable, and Cj means coefficient of the variables in the objective function, and Cp is the coefficient of the current basic variable of the objective function, and Xp is called the initial basic feasible solution. Just you will remember this notation, means Cj indicates what? So you will remember all the coefficient of objective function is called Cj. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Means all the coefficient of objective function is called Cj, and Cp is coefficient of current basic variable of objective function. Solve the problem, then we know, and Xb is called initial basic feasible solution. Okay, so here you see next class we shall solve if how to solve the linear programming problem by simplex method. Okay, so one thing you will remember for solving simplex method, linear programming problem by simplex method, we use here identity matrix. Using identity matrix we solve the problem because here we need the concept of identity matrix. So what is identity matrix?
Sir, only the diagonal elements are 1 and rest are 0.
All the diagonal elements are 1, rest are 0. If yes, and if diagonal elements are 0, then what is the name of this matrix? So this one will be here. Next we need suppose in the diagonal elements are 2 2. Instead of 1, all the diagonal elements are 2 2 and rest are 0. Then what is the name of this matrix?
Unit matrix.
Skew symmetry. Yeah,
Unit matrix. Unit matrix means all diagonal elements are 0. Diagonal elements are 1 or 0, rest are 0.
Sir, diagonal matrix.
Means diagonal elements are 2 2 and rest are 0. Then name of this matrix is what? Unit. This is not a unit, na?
Rosny matrix.
Yes, Ripon. The acha 2 2. Then this is multiplied by what? Multiplied
Yes.
by which? Scalar matrix. This is clear. So this is called the scalar matrix. Okay, next class discuss this.
Yes.
Obila present. Yes. Abhishek,
भैया हमारा
then
क्लास चल रहा है,
Akash,
नेट हो जाएगा. Call him to your phone.
Amaresh,
Present, sir.
Omlan present, and Oniket.
Present, sir.
Next, Achyutananda, Bhaikwasri present,